news update for all things AI, all things happening in the AI universe. I am your host, Miss AI. Welcome, welcome. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, like, share, and comment below. So let's dive right on in. So this past week, we had a number of things that happened in the field of AI. We had a lot of departures happening. One notable one this week, starting with Mira Murati announcing her resignation from OpenAI. Of course, she is the Chief Technology Officer for OpenAI and has worked with Sam Altman at OpenAI for many, many years, close to a decade. But she has announced this past week on Wednesday that she is going to be leaving the company, saying she wants, quote, time and space to do her own exploration. She was among this past week, also Bob McGrew and one other, Barrett Zolf, I think that's how you pronounce his name. So what is going on at OpenAI? Well, this is not new. The company has been through, turmoil last year, this year. There have been a number of departures in leadership just this year alone, a total of 9 so far that have left the company as they go through sort of campaigns. Now, OpenAI is currently a nonprofit, right? So they approached Elon Musk, got some seed capital money, all did. And the pitch was that OpenAI was going to be, open sourced, free initially for the public to use. And just, Altman had no stake in it as a nonprofit, and it was just going to be, something for the betterment and the good of humanity. Now that OpenAI has released ChatGPT, it's been available. November will be 2 years since it dropped in late 2022 and has been made available to customers around the world and people around the world. There is a profit, obviously motive and incentive now to, and talks about restructuring the company from a nonprofit to a for-profit. And if you've been following some of the tweets from Elon Musk, he has been kind of vocal about, the rumblings about the movement from a non-profit to a for-profit, and had some pretty sharp and pointed criticism of Sam Altman. Essentially, you can look up the tweets, but essentially saying, is Sam Altman a genius and an altruist, or is he like a snake oil salesman? It's insinuating he's some sort of, con artist for getting the seed money from Elon Musk for OpenAI under the pretense or the premise that it is a nonprofit organization just for the benefit of humanity and the betterment of humanity. And fast forward 2 years and we're here. Now, there haven't been any concrete movement yet in terms of, filings, but there are talks about Altman potentially getting 7% equity in company and things like that. So more to come on, what actually is happening, but there's definitely movement within OpenAI, and a lot of their key executives have left this year. So we can just go down the list. So the top leaders at OpenAI who've left this year, just in 2024 alone: Andrej Karpathy. He's a research scientist. He left OpenAI not once, but twice. He's one of their 11 founders, and he helped build the company's team on vision, computer vision, and generative modeling and reinforcement learning. He first left in 2017 to join Tesla and lead their autopilot effort. He returned last year, but left once again in February to focus on, quote, personal projects. Ilya Sutskever, the chief scientist and co-head of the super alignment team. This person helped found OpenAI nearly a decade ago. He's notably a member of the four-person board. Um, and he announced his departure and said he was leaving for a venture that is very personally meaningful. Uh, Jan Likey or Like, I hope I'm not mispronouncing too bad, but she was the co-head of the super alignment team and announced his resignation as well, citing a lack of focus on safety. So he has concerns around the company's core priorities around AI safety processes, that developing around AGI, artificial general intelligence. And he's left OpenAI to take up a new role as head of alignment science at Anthropic, which is a rival, which is a competitor. They have the Claude AI product over at Anthropic, and that is where Jan citing safety concerns, safety process concerns. Also, John Schulman, head of alignment science, he was another co-founder of OpenAI and made a significant number of contributions, including the creation of ChatGPT. And he left to deepen his focus on AI alignment, to start a new chapter of his career where he can return to hands-on technical work. So far, a lot of the departures, even Mira Murati's departure last week on Wednesday, executives are citing personal reasons and not necessarily issues with OpenAI or the company itself. So that is worth noting the reasons why they're leaving, but nonetheless, these are key executives that helped, form OpenAI, helped build it from the ground up into what it is today. And so to see these types of departures is a little bit alarming and a little concerning as someone who follows AI and is obviously, embedded in the AI space. We want to see, I'm interested in seeing like what's next and how these departures will affect the company moving forward. Peter Deng was the vice president of consumer product, and he stepped away earlier this year. He ended his tenure as VP of product in July, and hasn't publicly revealed his next step. So we don't know why he's leaving or what's next for him. President Altman's ostensibly right-hand man, Greg Brockman, he hasn't technically left the company yet, but has taken a sabbatical through the end of 2024. He announced in August that he's going to be taking some time off, described it as an opportunity to relax, since co-founding OpenAI almost 9 years ago. So he's been head down, nose to the grindstone for almost a decade, and has decided that it's time for him to kind of take a sabbatical. He did indicate that he plans to return, noting that the mission is far from complete and that they still have to build a safe AGI. Of course, like I mentioned, Murati said that she is stepping away because she wants to create the time and space to do her own exploration. And of course, citing that she will be rooting for OpenAI. It seemed like an amicable departure, even though it seemed surprising to Sam Altman in some of his subsequent interviews since Mira announcing her departure. But he seems to, wish her well and want nothing but the best for her, and wishes her the best of luck in her next ventures and moving forward. He praised her leadership on X as well, noting that she was instrumental to OpenAI's development from an unknown research lab to an important company. And he's said most recently in an interview yesterday that he essentially believes that OpenAI is in the early process of becoming like a multi-billion or even trillion-dollar company. Bob McGrew was a chief research officer. He resigned shortly after Mira resigned on Wednesday. So he announced his plans to leave the company. He announced it on X. saying it's just time for him to take a break. He has a background having worked at PayPal and Palantir, and he started off as a member of their technical staff, but has been serving as OpenAI's chief scientist ever since, chief research officer ever since August. Barrett Zoff was the vice president of research. He was the third executive who announced his resignation last week. And like the two of his colleagues, he said it's a personal decision that he just wants to evolve and move on to the next phase of his career. So all three, Murati, McGrew, and Zoff, made their decisions independently of one another, according to Sam Altman, but they decided to depart simultaneously so that they can work together for smooth handover and the next generation of leadership developments. So that's just kind of what's going on over at OpenAI. Lots of movement, lots of departures, or any new updates that are forthcoming. Definitely something that we here at the AI Newsroom will keep an eye on and bring to you for sure. Next up, we have Meta introducing Llama 3.2. So Mark Zuckerberg and Meta are working on their own LLM model. It's called Llama, and they are building something quite unique, open source, truly open source, an AI model that developers can fine tune. And there are several models that you can choose from. It's available in several different versions. Llama 3.2 is the latest model, and it's a collection of LLMs that are pre-trained and fine-tuned, that are multilingual text only, but they have two sizes that both take text and image inputs and outputs. So this is a huge step in the right direction for Meta in terms of being self-sufficient and building their own LLM. One of the lessons learned by Meta early on, then Facebook was building their platform on another competitor or a third party's network, and so or framework. And so now moving forward, they are taking a different approach when it comes to rolling out AI over at Meta, and with their Llama stack. So here, they mention Llama for developers, for partners and distributors. So this is something that is poised to rival OpenAI at some point as they have more developers and partners and distributors work with the models. They're able to fine tune them better. They're able to iterate and release new and improved models. So this is something that's very exciting to watch roll out of. Definitely go and check this out on their website if you're a developer and you're interested in learning more. But that was one of the happenings and goings-ons in the world of AI over at Meta. They also had another development, and that is Meta Connect. Okay, over at Meta, they had Meta Connect. They are priced, I think, either $3.99 or $4.99. So that's exciting. The new VR goggles from Meta, and we'll go a little bit further into the cheaper version of the VR. It's very interesting to watch if the Meta Connect presentation and goggles can do. Zuckerberg cited that he is, working on trying to build a future that's more open, more accessible, more natural, and about human connection. And there were also glasses that released as well. And he's basically AI interested in that. Definitely go check that out on Meta. All right, my computer, as you guys can see, is playing nice. I don't mention Copilot Wave 2. So there's a lot of capabilities. There are a lot of different use cases and applications for it that are very exciting in education and so forth. So let me go check that out. And I'm going to wrap the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for promising videos here. But yeah, here's the Wave 2. There are applications within sales, e-commerce, a lot of different. Definitely go check that out. Microsoft is obviously trying to position itself rivaling Google with a lot of their AI capabilities. And so this is all very exciting to see. Okay, guys, thank you so much for sitting with me. If you have, apologies for the technical difficulties, better next time. But until next week, let me know what you think about some of these developments. What do you think is happening over at AI? Do you think it really is what they are saying publicly in terms of these departures? Is it really people just wanting to do something more going on at OpenAI, sort of prompting these departures? Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will see you all next week. Take care.